All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Thailand for many of you. My name is Nick from Soberin. My presentation today might be a bit different from the other projects. It's not super on-chain, but it's definitely relevant to everyone here in our ecosystem. So my thesis today is honestly not so controversial. The convergence window is right now. And by convergence, I mean the merging between TradFi and crypto, on-chain, DeFi, whatnot. Whatever we're familiar with, digital assets, what you want to call it, it will converge for the most part with DeFi. And we've already seen many of such applications converging, trading, whether that's spot, derivatives, options, and whatnot. That's stable coins, meaning payments and international transfers and everything in between. And also just the user experience in general. Like a lot of people are seeing the lines between the digital assets world and the traditional finance world fade. And people, including myself, have quite mixed feelings about it. But before we get to why, I think it's clear that it is not an if whether this is going to happen, but when exactly. And I believe it is already happening, but the transition won't really be complete in, let's say, 18 months. Maybe that's my rough prediction. But of course, just knowing that exact timeline wouldn't help you, but it makes more sense for you to know what you want to do with whatever you're working on, or in terms of how you select who you want to work with for success in the digital assets world. And here are some more context for our foreign friends, or some context from Thailand. Really, like literally tomorrow, they'll close the hearing, the consultation about crypto being used in derivatives. And derivatives is not something that has been regulated at all, and the derivatives with crypto as their underlying asset, which is huge, and that is a big factor why right now the spotlight is on crypto. Another one is something that is related, something that already was approved but is still ongoing, and that's what I meant before, derivatives. It means that crypto is not just going to be separate asset, but the main thing is it can be used as underlying assets for trading of many things. That means yield between the traditional finance instruments and what we're used to are gonna converge. Next, I just here listed some of the big things that the local context, the local regulators are applying for Thailand regarding in pulling in crypto into the traditional economic system. So it is no longer going to be just a speculative investment. Hey, invest into this coin, it's going to 10x. That's not really going to be the picture for the mass market anymore, but it's going to be a formal asset class. Think more about what is going on with Bitcoin right now or the past couple of years. It's going to be more broadly applied to digital assets as a whole. And one big anxiety that people feel about this convergence, hey, so who's going to win? Who's going to take advantage of this? Is going to be us, the crypto natives, or is going to be the people who've been working in banks for 20 years and they've only heard of Bitcoin and don't watch a couple of videos of what blockchain is, but never really did the work to understand it. So given that not biased at all context I just laid out, I believe is the winners are going to be us, the crypto natives. And here's why. It's because we already know like 90% of what goes on in the traditional finance world, so we can adapt to it with barely any barrier to learning. But for the traditional finance, they have no clue how to integrate crypto into what they're working with. Even if they knew theoretically how they'll do it, they would see so many blockers in the practicalities of doing it that they're not going to be able to move at all. They're going to be paralyzed, and they're going to rely on us, the crypto natives, to really tell them what to do. And never forget that that is our advantage. That is our leverage. That is our bargaining power. So we should use that as much as we can. But remember, the window is going to be limited, not because TradFi is going to move so fast, but it's because other people, other crypto natives that maybe aren't you, are going to take this window really seriously. They're going to be partnering proactively with the traditional finance firms to kind of lead them to make the transition successful. And of course, they're going to capture value. And from being a startup, from being a participant of an industry where the future is unclear, they are going to be the new incumbents, and they're going to lock in their competitive moat for years on end. You want to be that person. And I think like the reward of the conversions is something very clear for the consumer. We've been used to serving just a small subset of the market, people who can really cross the gap and understand the technicalities, the difficulties, the speculative nature of really volatile crypto products. But that is not what 90+% of investors are looking for. They're just looking for yield that's easy to understand. They don't even need to know what's underlying. They just need to know that the risk profile is aligned to what they're okay with. And once these two worlds converge, crypto is going to be more invisible. Instead of being a buzzword that's either positive or negative depending on the market, it's just going to be part of the back end. And people will get to invest in it, and some of them might not even have to be actively cognizant, actively conscious of the fact that they're investing in a crypto product, because at the end, they're going to see just one number, the yield that they want and the yield that they're going to get. And that is going to be a game changer for selling to the mass market. All right, and this is just the translation of what the customers see, but this is the part of what the trading companies, what the financial institutions are going to have to figure out and in detail and offer to consumers for them to be able to see just one risk number and one investable thing easily. And again, who's going to win? It's not just the people with the biggest balance sheet, not the biggest banks in the world, but it's going to be the people who can go fast, can figure this puzzle out as faster than the competitors. And when someone's winning, or at least a couple players win and carved out their market, the winner's going to close. And the people who are I'm emphasizing again that the people who are going to cross that gap are the crypto natives, is us in this room. Because the TradFi people can't even read the crypto side, and they're not gonna even try hard enough. They're gonna rely on people like us. And my final point is not when, not what, not how, but where. I believe it's here in Thailand, or at least it's gonna be one of the major markets that we're gonna see leading this conversions. Thailand has, let's say, like roughly 6-7 years ago, we were seen as one of the leading adopters of crypto on the retail side and on the regulatory side. But after that initial burst of taking the leadership position, we've honestly just been gradually, consistently losing ground, having no changes at all. But this year is quite different. We've made more bullish and more intentional moves to adopt digital assets into the traditional finance ecosystem. And that is why Thailand right now is a very interesting ecosystem for crypto. Because traditional finance products and crypto products are going to just live side by side here. And once Thailand figures this out, it's going to be able to export the models globally. And that's going to be a lot of opportunity for the people who can figure it out. And another reason why Thailand is because Thailand is already quite an international hub, but it's going to be increasingly so due to the pricing out of other financial hubs within APAC, and also the flight from assets from the Western world and also certain parts of the Middle East. Thailand is one of the obvious destinations for people with money. And that is what crypto is going to serve, because international money want dollar-denominated yet flexible assets. They want it to be globally portable, and they want it to be liquid. And that is naturally crypto. Nobody in this room needs an explanation about that. So, summarizing my key points, the asymmetry is benefiting us crypto natives. What we want to seek is the single product layer, the single yield number. Doesn't matter where the underlying asset class is. Doesn't matter if it's digital assets. And Thailand is where we're going to see it happen. And let's build it, guys. We are Soberin. We're one of the 3 digital asset fund management license holders in Thailand awaiting activation. We're working towards building exactly the vision I just laid out. And I can't guarantee how yet, but we're definitely going to actively figure it out. Thank you.